After the Sixers flamed out in the second round of the playoffs, with Ben Simmons being underwhelming the entire series, trade rumors involving Simmons have spread like wildfire. The Sixers front office insists that they're not interested in trading Ben Simmons and want to work with him to maximize his potential. But according to Stephen A. Smith, that's cap. Stephen A says that the Sixers are willing to trade Simmons as long as the return is good. And one of the teams that plans to push for a Ben Simmons trade is the Golden State Warriors. These Ben Simmons to the Warriors rumors make very little sense. Ben Simmons is a very talented player. For all the criticism that he gets, Simmons is a three-time All-Star, and the Sixers have been one of the top teams in the East since he started playing for them. But in spite of his talents, he would be a pretty poor fit on Golden State and wouldn't make them a true title contender. So this video is going to explain why the Warriors should avoid a Ben Simmons trade. But before we continue, if you like content like this, please like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a banger. Now let's get started. The number one reason the Warriors should stay away from Ben Simmons is because of his complete lack of an outside shot. Defensively, Simmons could be a great fit. The Warriors were already a top 5 defense this year, and adding Ben, who is second place in Defensive Player of the Year voting, would probably make the Warriors the best defensive team in the league. The problem with Ben Simmons on the Warriors would be on offense, not defense. It's no secret that Ben Simmons can't shoot the ball to save his life. Just look at all these bricks that he's putting up in his pregame warmup. And he not only is a poor three-point shooter, but he's completely unwilling to shoot the ball. In fact, Simmons has only made in 5 threes in his entire career. This is why defenders always give Ben Simmons tons of space, because they know he's not a threat to score outside the paint. Ben Simmons' lack of shooting would kill the Warriors' spacing because they already have a non-shooting player in their lineup in Draymond Green. Draymond Green was once a 40% three-point shooter, but his outside shot has fallen off a cliff in recent years. He only shot 27% from 3 this year and 28% from 3 last year. He's another guy that defenders largely ignore when he's on the perimeter because they know he's not a threat to score out there. Ben Simmons and Draymond Green are actually very similar in that they're great defenders, great passers, but horrible shooters. Because of this similarity, their games would not complement each other, and the pairing would cause the Warriors' offense to suffer. The Warriors ended the season in dominant fashion, winning 15 of their last 20 games. The winning formula was for them to go small and use Draymond Green as a small ball center. The extra shooting on the floor, along with Steph going into beast mode, led to the Warriors' offense taking off. If you add Ben Simmons to a lineup that includes Draymond Green, the Warriors can no longer go 4 out on offense. Because Draymond Green and Ben Simmons aren't shooting threats at all, this will lead to defenses packing the paint and taking away driving lanes from guys like Steph Curry. This is without even bringing up James Wiseman. Wiseman can shoot threes, but he isn't good enough yet where he's actually able to space the floor, as he only shot 32% from 3 in his rookie season. Wiseman, Simmons, and Draymond Green in the same lineup would be a disaster. Again, they'd be very good defensively, but offensively, the Warriors' offense would fall apart due to the lack of spacing. In 2021, you simply cannot play winning basketball with 3 non-shooting threats in your lineup. Simmons is an elite player, but he just simply isn't a good fit with the Warriors' main core. In an ideal world, Simmons would play on a team that could surround him with shooting. Pairing him with other non-shooters is a disaster waiting to happen. The second reason why the Warriors should avoid a Ben Simmons trade is Simmons' lack of aggressiveness on offense. The problem with Simmons isn't just that he can't shoot, but that he lacks killer instinct. In the playoffs, the Sixers desperately needed more offensive help for Embiid, and Simmons was simply nowhere to be found. In fact, in the series against the Hawks, Simmons went scoreless in the fourth quarter in 5 out of the 7 games. The main issue of Simmons isn't his lack of a jumper, but that he doesn't have that dog in him. Giannis doesn't have a consistent jumper either, yet he averages 28 points per game and shows up in the playoffs. Ben Simmons is 6'10 and extremely athletic. There's no excuse for him to play as poorly as he did. This isn't meant to hate on Simmons, but to show his flaws as a player. If you're the Golden State Warriors, you're trying to win a championship. Do you really want a star making $30 million a year that refuses to shoot the ball in big games? Even Doc Rivers admitted that he didn't know if Simmons was a starting point guard on a championship team. If you're the Warriors, you should want to trade for another star to pair with Steph. Go after Kawhi Leonard, go after Bradley Beal, but don't trade for a star that shies away from the big moments in the playoffs. This is without even mentioning Simmons' free throw problems. Simmons has been a bad free throw shooter his entire career, and he only shot 34% from the free throw line in this year's playoffs. Having a player that shoots that poorly from the free throw line decreases your chances of winning because teams will just put him on the line at the end of games. And it's believed that Simmons' inability to hit free throws is part of the reason he was hesitant to attack the basket. So again, if you're a Warriors fan, while Simmons is a very talented player, you really have to ask yourself if this is someone you want to trade for because he's a pretty poor fit, and history has shown that he's not a championship caliber player. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Do you think the Warriors should trade for Ben Simmons? Tell me in the comments. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and have a great rest of your day.